Look, Ma, I made it before opening tip. We're out of breath, but we're here. Woo! Little 12-0 soccer win. Little men's basketball. We just call that Saturday around these parts, kids. Colton Rietsma and CJ Pena will jump the 21 season about to get underway here this afternoon. Tap to the back, controlled by the Stellar junior Jason Hubbard. And Taylor has the opening possession. They go from left to right in white. Purple numbers, purple letters with the gold trim. Free throw line, McLeod. Stop, pop, rolls around and drops. And McLeod gets Taylor on the board first. They're ahead 2-0. Johnson right side high, left side high to Neff. A little shutter step as Neff will go back to the far side and Casanda. Block right, spinning in, little head fake. Hubbard tried to cover behind, going up, and a right hand layup from the left side of the glass is good for Evan Neff. Full court press went on by Concordia. The Cardinals trying to get back above 500 after a below 500 season a year ago. Hubbard with the handoff here from Pena. Just underway here in the first half, 2-2, second possession for the Trojans. Left elbow McLeod, Pena spots for a wide open three, and CJ buries it. And the Trojans cash in on their first three-point try. The Pena family across from us likes that. Concordia turns it over as getting sloppy with the dribble was Lockhart. And Taylor will get the ball back going from left to right with Concordia, clad in red this afternoon. Full court press. Here's Baher, the Western Oregon University transfer, the 6'8 sophomore sharpshooter. McLeod runs the point off to his senior classmate Miranda, who's defended by Casanda. Free throw line, Pena drop down to Hubbard, bash to the smaller defender, rip through move, a little floater from Jason Hubbard is perfect. And the Trojans jump out to a 7-2 lead on the back of a 5-0 jaunt, led by their stellar junior duo of Pena and now Hubbard. Cutting into the paint, this could be trouble for Lockhart. He does not want to get his shot beat away by Hubbard. Casanda goes in, his pass is taken away, and it's Baher running the point. Left side, Baher, the lefty, a hesitation, drives right to the goal. Lefty layup is good, and it's a 7-0 Taylor run as Baher lays it home with the left hand. Timeout, Concordia. 18-10 to go first half. Trojans on top 9-2. Well, a blistering start for the Taylor men on a 7-0 run. A Pena three, a Hubbard hoop, and then a Baher hoop. Forced the full timeout for Concordia as the Cardinals try to find their rhythm. Down 9-2 early against the team that was picked preseason 9th in the Crossroads League. Pitch back right side, Neff to the top of the key, and this will be Lockhart. Taylor in the man-to-man defense. Lefty fires. Zachary Johnson three is good over McLeod. So that stops the 7-0 burst for the Trojans. Good answer out of the timeout for Concordia. They trail by 4. Hubbard trying to go end-to-end, knocked off of his feet. Neff tied up with Pena, runs away, and it's a pitch out and a run out for Concordia. Near side Johnson, 1-3 last time down. This one short, no. Weak side rebound Miranda's, and he rips it away, and the Trojans off to the races again. Near side McLeod, no look dish to the baseline right. Hubbard to the trailing Baher. The lefty drives in off to Miranda. Left corner, Pena, 1-3 today. This one spins off. McLeod fights for it down low. It's wrestled out of bounds. Last touched by Rietsma. 9-5, the Taylor advantage. Here's 17:20 left to go in half number one. We do want to apologize for the poor video quality today using our backup equipment today, but we hope to have that rectified in the near future. CJ Moore comes in for Concordia. Taylor with the ball, baseline left with 20 seconds to shoot into Baher. Can't let a three-point shot go. Now Hubbard off to McLeod, high right side. Everybody collapsing around Pena with those clad in red. Now Pena holds inside the near side arc. Back to Miranda, contested three, and Vincent buries it in front of the Taylor students. Second dribble for Miranda, then Concordia throws it away as Odell starts to get to full throat. 12-5, the Taylor advantage here in half one. And with the COVID-19 protocols, Taylor head coach Josh Andrews always dapperly dressed in his suit, is adorning it with a black face mask this year to make sure everyone stays as safe as possible. 7-point Taylor lead with 20 to shoot. McLeod in the near side corner with Taylor attacking the basket to our right. Hubbard fakes the handoff as he holds on the high left side. Dribbles down the lane, goes up through contact. He was fouled on the take by Zachary Johnson. First foul against either team, and it will send Hubbard to the line for a pair of free throws. These two teams met a season ago. It was a close one at halftime before the CJ Pena show happened. As Hubbard to the line, first free throws for him this season. And the first one is perfect. 3 for Jason, as he shot 76% from the stripe last season. (13-5), the Taylor lead. Hubbard made the first. He makes the second. 4 for Jason, 2 for Baher, 3 for Miranda, 2 for McLeod, and 3 for Pena. And the Trojans have a game-high lead of 9, 14-5, 16:50 left to go here in half one. High left side, Moore. Handoff, nice crossing room. Kasanda goes in. He goes in. He was barreled over CJ Pena as Kasanda gets called for the charge. Mr. and Mrs. Pena across from us give that a rousing standing ovation for their son, Claudio Pena Jr. Also checking in Devin Jones for Concordia, along with Thomas Horonis. McLeod to get it in on the baseline all the way in the Taylor backcourt to his classmate Miranda, the five-starter still on the floor for the Trojans. As Miranda accelerates, hits the brakes, almost traveled just inside midcourt. Off to McLeod with 3 seconds, get it across. Kasanda almost poked it away, but McLeod gets it across the stripe. 17 to shoot as Miranda picks it up. Little bounce pass to Hubbard as he turns and faces the basket. Near side, Pena fakes the three, attacks with the left hand into the air. Out to Hubbard for a contested three. No good as it rattled halfway down and out on a good look from number 0. 9-point Taylor lead, 4 minutes into this opening half. Near side is Horonis. We'll whip it off to Jones. Wanted to go to his right. Back to Horonis, near side, defended by the taller Baher. Right side high, jab step Jones. He gets called for the travel. Second turnover here for Concordia. 14-5, the Taylor lead. The game was tied at 2, and then the Trojans went on a 7-0 run that sparked the Concordia timeout. Backcourt pressure by Horonis. Miranda, with that fantastic beard being shown off today on a Saturday, brings it up and then whips it back to the volleyball line in Hubbard. Left side wing, Miranda blows right by the defender. No-look dish into McLeod. It was taken away by Kasanda, and then he saved it into his teammate. Up the floor, intended from Johnson, intended for Moore. Too far for him. It goes out of play, and Taylor will get the ball back, still leading by 9. Just over 4 minutes expired here in the opening stanza. Baher out, and the freshman Caden Furman out of Ohio comes in for the first action of his college career. A young man that the Taylor coaching staff very excited about. Miranda leaves people in his wake. No-look dish. McLeod goes up for a right-hand finish at the rim as the two seniors combine to give Taylor their biggest lead of the day at 11. McLeod with 4 on his second hoop. As Johnson holds right side high, Taylor in the man-to-man defense. Concordia clad in red, shooting on the basket to our left. Jones off to Kasanda, who's been very active in the early going. Right block. Moore, turnaround lefty hook over Pena, air ball, rebounded. Here comes Furman. Up the left sideline to the front court in Miranda. Little stutter step, nice move on Horonis. Got to the baseline, right wing Pena, thought about a three, jabbing, thought about pulling as Moore gave him some room, but didn't let her fly, did 35 in white. McLeod mid-post left, out to Furman, his first collegiate shot will hit the left side of the rim as some of his buddies tried to will that one home. Up the floor comes Concordia. Circus shot goes in by Casanda as he circled it around the jumping CJ Pena. Bucket and the foul coming for 0 in red. First one against Pena, first one against Taylor. As Kip French comes in for Concordia. And Keegan Owen will make his first appearance here for Taylor. First free throw up for Bernard. One is good. He completes the three-point play. Owen comes in for Taylor, and Anthony Condi comes in for Concordia to give Casanda a breather. 16-8, the Taylor lead. McLeod exits as well. He's replaced by Owen. So the only two starters on the floor right now for the Trojans are Miranda and Hubbard. Full court press put on by Concordia. Owen's got it in the backcourt, being guarded by Tyler Black, who just came in for the Cardinals. Half-court trap comes in. Owen picks it up, whips it around to Miranda in the front court. One-hand pitch pass to Hubbard, drives down the lane, poked away, and here comes Hronis off of the steal by Concordia. Hronis keeps it away from two pesky Taylor defenders. Wide open three for Devin Jones, and he hits it from the high left side, and that will prompt a Taylor timeout. Second three-point basket made by Concordia. First hoop by Jones, and Taylor's once double-figure lead is now down to 5 at 16-11. 14:31 left to go here in half number 1. Coming out of the Taylor timeout, 30 seconds, no change to the Taylor, Miranda, Owen, Pena, and Furman. 6-0 run here for Concordia has cut their deficit down to 5. Pena in the backcourt as Concordia backs off the full court press. CJ will jog it across the center jump circle. Near side to Owen as he fills one of those guard roles graduated by Mason Degenkolb and Ryan Robinson a year ago. Pena, right side, defender collides with him, trying to go chase after Furman. Step back, fadeaway, 18-footer, no good. But Pena was fouled by one of the two Cardinals down below him. It'll go against Anthony Condi, his first, second one against Concordia in the season opener for both teams. And here comes Pena to the line for two. Both of CJ's brothers across from us, along with mom and dad. And Odell Arena gets eerily quiet for Pena's first free throw, which he makes. His first points since that early three that kick-started the Taylor 7-0 run. CJ with 4 points, tied with Hubbard and McLeod for game-high honors in that category. And now he takes it over as he makes both free throws. CJ with 5. Niehaus comes in for the Trojans, replacing Miranda. 4 newcomers to the Trojans this year. Baher, the sophomore transfer out of the state of Oregon, started. And then the 3 freshmen expected to play as well. Furman and now Niehaus out there as well. We should see Gavin Yoon before the afternoon is over. Black gets around Furman, goes up for a right-hand layup that he missed. A couple different Taylor players there. They couldn't get it. Saved near side by French. Open 3-ball Hronis, and he hits it. Third made 3 for Concordia as Hronis gets his first triple. That's a 4-point Taylor lead with full court press applied by Concordia. Almost 7 minutes gone here in the opening half. Owen trying to elude it. Little pass off the heel of the hand to Furman. One-hand bouncer near side to Niehaus. Between the circles, Furman, left-hand dribble, high left side. Taylor in white, Concordia in red. They push Hubbard from behind, and that's this first one on Tyler Black. First one on Black, third one, make it the fourth one against the visitors. And Taylor have the ball out on the baseline towards the far corner. Owen holds the ball in front of his chest to the corner, and Furman quickly off to Hubbard, defended by the very long Devin Jones. Near side Niehaus, entry pass mid-post right Pena. The double comes, he whips it back far side. Furman to the corner, an open Owen 3-ball is long, but Hubbard skies up for the miss. He powers through everybody. There's no foul, and they'll say it was knocked off of Hubbard's hands, and that draws vehement disagreements from the Taylor fans down around us. It was a good rip-through move by Hubbard down low And the officials will say that Concordia got the ball clean out of Jason's hands, and then it went off of Hubbard's knee, and it stayed, and it goes back to Concordia. They trail by 4, close as they've been in some time. Hronis around a screen, gets the switch with Pena. The far sideline to Black in front of the Taylor bench. Left-hand bounce off ball foul called against Condi. That's his second. And the 5th one against Concordia. Two more will put Taylor in the bonus. McLeod comes in for Taylor, replacing Pena. As CJ gets his first breather today, and coming back in for Concordia looks to be Rietzma. He comes in to get Condi, who's got the 2 personal fouls. 7 minutes and 2 seconds gone here in the opening half. Taylor is led by as many as 11. They lead by as many as 4 right now, 18-14, with Concordia again applying that full court press like they have since the opening tip. McLeod brings up the near side, double team comes, and it's backed off by Hronis. Taylor swings the ball to the far sideline between the circles to Furman. Hubbard turns and faces the basket. Rises for a 3 and cans it with a hand in his face by Rietzma. So Hubbard is 7 points, buries his first triple. He's the leading scorer in the game, and Taylor's lead up to 7 at 21-14. With 7.5 minutes into half number 1. Jones high right side, they work it to the near side in Hronis as Concordia shoots on the basket to our left. An off-balance 3 barely grazes the front rim on the miss from French. Furman tried to save it, and as he did, he dribbled it on the baseline after Hubbard came slicing in for the rebound. Lockhart comes back in for Concordia, replacing the very long Devin Jones. 20 to shoot for the Cardinals as Black will deal it in baseline right. Lobs it up, off-balance catch, hauled in by Lockhart, the newcomer. Lefty drive, cut off by McLeod, back to the far sideline in Black. Back top of the key, Lockhart fakes it 3 steps to his right, pulls in for a long 2, tried to bank it home, it spun off. He went spiraling down, but a foul will be called against the Trojans as Lockhart went flying towards the baseline, and he was ushered there by someone wearing white. It goes against McLeod. That's James's first. Second one against Taylor. Shot clock will stay at 20. Zachary Johnson in to replace Hronis. Baher and Miranda come back in for Taylor to replace Owen and Furman. So it's Hubbard, Miranda, McLeod, Niehaus, Furman, and now Hubbard will exit in place of Pena. So Pena, McLeod, Miranda, Niehaus, Baher, the Taylor 5. 20 to shoot for Concordia. Black looks for the lob again. And another off-balance catch, this time by French. Driving near side, Baher almost poked it away from Zachary Johnson. French, high right side, whips it up to the top in Black. Fake the left side high 3 as Niehaus switches to him. Tyler Black wants to isolate with 7 to shoot. Left-hand drive. Niehaus cuts him off on the baseline. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Black goes in, off-balance shot, no good. The ball hits the floor right to Black, who was on the parquet floor. There was a shot clock, no reset, rebounded by Baher, who's out and galloping. Oh, what a spin from Baher. Can't get the lay-in to go. The putback from Pena was too strong. Here comes Concordia back the other way in red. Black, Euro step, right-hand bank shot, way too strong off the glass. And then a foul is called an eternity and a half after it occurred on James McLeod. That's a travesty that thing was called so late. Second one on James. The ball had already been rebounded and was ready to be put back up before the whistle was blown. 2 free throws here for Tyler Black, who shot 73% from the line a year ago. Still a 7-point Taylor lead, and that one barely gets to the front rim from Black. 11:30 left to go before halftime. As Neff will come in, he replaces French. Second one from Black. This one more. McLeod soars over everyone for the rebound. 21-14 the Taylor lead as the 6'8 Baher brings up the floor. Right-hand dribble to the top end. Miranda double team, whips it off to McLeod, and they get James for a travel as he just drug his left pivot foot. Bernard Casanda comes back in for Concordia. He replaces Tyler Black. So it's Casanda, Zachary Johnson, Evan Neff, Matt Lockhart, and then the big fella is Colton Rietzma. Casanda between the circles, near side. This will be operated by Zachary Johnson. Rietzma thought about a 3. Pena recovers at the free throw line. Rietzma in trouble with 15 to shoot. Casanda around the Rietzma screen, near side to Neff. Miranda defends in the man-to-man. 10 to shoot, left block, Rietzma. Right hand back down against a smaller McLeod. Right hand hook will just creep over the front rim for Rietzma's first hoop today. That brings Concordia back to within 5 as Niehaus goes from left to right and white for Taylor. 21-16, the Taylor advantage as we approach the halfway point of half number 1. Volleyball line, Miranda, right elbow, McLeod. Turns the face of the basket, trying to bully the smaller Neff. Little fadeaway jump shot. James McLeod cooking there in the paint. 6 for McLeod, and Taylor's lead back up to 7 on a nice individual move. Driving, thought about a step-through move was Lockhart. Mid-post right, floats it outside to Johnson, who's out near the hash mark. Johnson, lefty drive around Niehaus. Lefty shot no good, rebounded by Pena of Taylor. CJ looks over his shoulder, up the floor to McLeod. Left side, pitch back, Miranda. Transition 3-ball long as it glances off the near side of the rim as Taylor's fans ready to explode on a triple from Miranda. Cassandra trying to drive, up top, wide open 3, catch and shoot. Off the front rim, no good, missed by Lockhart, and McLeod hauls in the miss for Taylor. Baher, an excellent shooter, goes into Pena, no one home. CJ almost dunked it over Johnson, who got him on the forearm before ending up on a poster that would make its way around campus starting on Monday. 6th first half foul for Concordia, and the second one against Zachary Johnson. 2 free throws for CJ. Little shoulder shrug, a dribble, a fire, and a swish. 6 for Pena. Hubbard comes back in for Taylor to replace Niehaus. Rietzema exits for Concordia as CJ Moore comes back in to replace him. And Hronis back in for Concordia as well. We'll set the Concordia lineup after the Pena free throw, excuse me. This to tie teammate Jason Hubbard, who's back on the floor as well for Taylor for the game high honor. CJ 4 of 4 from the line, 7 points. As he and Hubbard have almost outscored Concordia by themselves. It's 25-16 home team. 9:35 and counting here in the opening half. Far side with Neff. Into the corner, they want to go right block more, trying to bully with McLeod. Help comes from Pena. Low bounce pass to Hronis. Baher fell down. Nice tap on the pass by Hubbard. It goes out near side with Cassandra right there. Concordia keeps the possession with 10 to shoot. They shoot on the basket to our left with 9:25 remaining here in the opening stanza. Cassandra near the timeline with 8 to shoot and now 7. Dribbling himself, picks it up. His pass slapped away by as a smaller man pinned down low. The pass was too low, and McLeod kicked it out of bounds. He had Cassandra pinned inside the restricted area, but the pass was near the shoe tops of James McLeod. He kicked it out of bounds, and the turnover gives it back to Concordia with the Cardinals trailing by 9. Devin Jones, the very long 4 in red, comes in for Concordia, replacing the finely coiffed Evan Neff. CJ Moore, left side high, hands off to Cassandra, trying to get away from Hubbard. Near side, Hronis, catch and shoot 3. Air ball hits nothing but parquet floor, and it's CJ Pena's rebound for Taylor. First miss from 3 from Hronis. McLeod to Pena, stops and gives off back to James near side. Hubbard screaming for it with a smaller defender there. Double team comes, Hubbard had it, knocked away from him. McLeod pitching off to Baher, left corner. Baher, Euro step, the lefty gets it to drop with a right hand. And Taylor back up to a double-figure lead at 11, 27-16, 8:25 left to go here in half 1. Jones between the circles to Cassandra, near side, thought about a 3, passing it up is Lockhart. Into the paint more, knocked out of his hands. They'll get Hubbard for the reach-in. Jason's first and number 4 against Taylor here in the first half. Jeff Clayton, new number for Jeff this year, number 14 after wearing 25 a year ago, comes in. He spells James McLeod. Lockhart checks out for Concordia, with Kip French coming back in for the Cardinals. 20 to shoot for Concordia, and the newcomer French gets it in high right side. Near side Hronis, mid-post left. Moore wants to bully ball with Clayton. Miranda comes to help, but Moore got too far in and turned around to the baseline left and banked it home with the left hand. Taylor's lead down to 9 at 27-18 with 8 minutes left to go here in the first half. And then French gets called for the fouls. He tried to take the ball away from the bigger Hubbard in the backcourt. That's the first one on French, but that's the 7th one against Concordia. That puts Taylor in the 1-and-1 penalty. Jason with 1 made free throw today. And the immediate timeout. 7:59 left to go here in the opening half. It's Taylor 27, Concordia 18 in the season opener for both teams here on the Trojans Sports Network. Back inside Odell Arena, season opener for the Taylor men's basketball team. They lead 27-18, a 1-1 upcoming here for the dynamic Jason Hubbard. He's made one free throw today. Taylor's made all 6 of them, and now all 7 as Hubbard leans that one in. He's got a game-high 8 points. And Taylor's lead back up to double figures for the 3rd time today. And perfect as well. He's got 9, 3 of 3 from the line, and Taylor's lead is a game-high tying 11 at 29-18. And here comes the full-court press from the Trojans. Casanda, far side, steps across the timeline. Hronis thought about a 3, but Clayton denied it. Casanda between the circles. Hronis over Clayton for 3. Swish in front of the Taylor bench. Second triple of the day for Hronis. That's where all of his points have come from, all 6 of them. And that draws Concordia back to within 8, down 29-21. Pena loses it. Casanda took it away. Breakaway layup goes in. Right-hand layup, left side of the rim, good for 2. 5 for Casanda and a quick 5 for Concordia. Draws them to within 6, down 29-23. Pena, a little shoulder shake away from the light pressure applied by Devin Jones in the backcourt. Pena open in the corner, Moore there to defend. Pena, handoff Clayton, step back, 3-ball, bang for Pena. Second triple for CJ Pena. He's in double figures with 10, standing ovation from mom and dad, and Taylor's lead is back up to 9. As CJ shot well here in the opening half on a pair of 3-balls. Off-ball foul against Baher as he got tangled up with French of Concordia. Zach doesn't like it. It'll be the first one on him and number 5 against the home side. McLeod back in for Taylor. He replaces Clayton. Casanda exits along with Moore. Black and Rietzma back in here for Concordia. Black to get it in on the near baseline. Lobs it up to Hronis with 2 threes today. Miranda there, and now Pena on a switch. Far side to French. Whips it all the way to the near side in Black. Miranda right there on the catch for Taylor in the man-to-man defense. Hronis backs it out to the timeline. Left-hand dribble, left side screen from Rietzma. Hubbard switches. Hronis in trouble with 3. Off-balance 3-ball left side, and he got another one. 3rd one of the day for Hronis, his 2nd one in a row. This one falling back on the near side arc with the shot clock dwindling. 5th made 3 of the opening half for Concordia. Keeps them within striking distance, down by 6 at 32-26. With 6:23 left to go. Off-ball foul as French is beside himself, as he was fighting for position with the stronger and bigger James McLeod. Second one on French, number 8 against Concordia. That keeps Taylor in the 1-and-1 bonus, as French tries to argue his case and it falls on deaf ears. Baher checks out. Gavin Yoon in for the first time in his college career. So all 4 fresh faces for the Trojans. Baher, the sophomore transfer, and then the freshmen Yoon, Furman, and Niehaus have all seen time for Taylor today, as French will exit. 2 free throws here for James McLeod. Or the 1-and-1, excuse me. The signal down low was that it was a 2-shot trip, which wouldn't make sense. 7 for James here in the opening half, and Taylor ahead by 7. With 6:21 remaining in the opening stanza. James shot 53% from the line. Makes both of them here, and James with a nice opening half with 8 points behind Hubbard and Pena. 8-point Taylor lead, 34-26. Backcourt pressure put on. Bullet pass to the front court to Neff, almost poked away from behind by Hubbard. Black guarded by Miranda, outside the high right side arc. Right-hand drive, got to the baseline and spun back. Hronis for his 3rd made 3 in a row, and he got this one, and he slaps his right leg in joy. 12 points for Hronis, all on 3s. He's 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. The best player for Concordia here in the opening half keeps the Cardinals down by 5. Yoon, the lefty, near side, and they'll get McLeod for the offensive foul as Hronis collided with him, and now McLeod argues his case to the same official that heard French's complaint a few moments ago. That's the 3rd one on McLeod, number 6 against Taylor. If it stays, James had a stellar half, 3 of 3 from the floor with 3 rebounds. And they're going to call an intentional foul against McLeod for trying to clear space with his elbow. So they call a flagrant foul against McLeod for clearing out space with his right elbow and hitting Hronis in the mouth. And Taylor head coach Josh Andrews getting an explanation across from us. First trip to the line for Hronis. A year ago, shot 63%, was just 5 of 8 from the line. And this one misses short, and he's going to hear it from the Taylor fans. An old Rasheed Wallace line, right? Ball don't lie. That's what the Taylor fans are thinking right here. Second one for Hronis. Missed the first one, and the second one is clean. 13 for Hronis. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. He has been the offense so far here for Concordia, as the Cardinals are shooting 52% from the floor, Taylor at 56%. But it's the three-point shooting by Hronis that has kept Concordia trailing by just 4 right here. 6 of 10 from beyond the arc, Taylor just 4 of 9. The good news for Taylor, they are 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Concordia from right to left. They have not led today. They've tied the game once. That was at 2. Taylor went on that 7-0 run to go up 9-2. They have not looked back since. Hronis guarded by Miranda, who's had the hot hand here for Concordia. Switch from Pena, fade away, 3-ball over CJ. That one woefully short. Tapped out by Neff. Pena tried to come back to get it. Here's Hubbard on a breakaway. Hubbard goes in for a two-hand dunk that he missed off the rim, but he was fouled on the way there as the former high jump champion went soaring to the other end. And if Jason would have dunked that one, we might have needed a new roof for Odell Arena. The foul was on Hronis, his first, and 2 for Jason Hubbard. Jason added 10 pounds of muscle from a year ago, up to 215. And he makes his 4th free throw in a row, 10 of 10 points for him. (35-30) the Taylor lead. Hubbard made the first, and he swishes home the second. Most for the Trojans. It's Hronis with 13 to lead the game for Concordia. 6-point Taylor advantage, 5:16 remaining here in the opening half. Jones around a high screen, right-hand dribble, almost got called for a palm. Gives off to Casanda with Miranda defending. Casanda spins, back out far sideline, Neff. Into the corner to Casanda, right block. This will be controlled by the big fellow Rietsma. Help comes from Hubbard. Rietsma in trouble. Kicks outside to Jones with 6 to shoot. Trying to spin. Hubbard goes up, and it's a travel on Jones as everything started to break down for Concordia. And you could see the wheels just starting to spin. Where should the ball go with the time dripping down to 0? That's turnover number 8 for Concordia here in the opening half. Yoon will run the point in the backcourt. Defended by Casanda. Here comes Yoon to the front court. The lefty hands off to Miranda on the near sideline with Taylor shooting on the basket to our right. Free throw line, Pena couldn't find the back door to Hubbard. Turns around and hits an off-balance kick shot from CJ Pena with 12. And Taylor's lead back update as CJ's had a good looking half. Eight-point Taylor lead. Jones way outside the arc, holds and gives off. Miranda steals away from Hronis. Here comes Miranda, breakaway layup, no good, but there's Hubbard to clean it up and dunk it with 2 hands. 13 for Hubbard, and Taylor leads by 10, 40-30. It's been the Hubbard and Pena show, as now Hubbard's right there on Hronis, and that defense brings Odell Arena to its feet. Casanda almost lost it with Furman defending him. Odell Arena, the rowdiest it's been all day. Rietsma goes in, and he floats it in as he powered it through the challenge of Hubbard. Second hoop for Rietsma, and that'll be the 7th foul on Taylor, the second one against Hubbard, as Rietsma just ripped it through Hubbard's try. Jason upset with himself, and Rietsma's bucket just floated in over the front rim, and an and one upcoming for the big fella. We apologize for the blurry video today. We're using our backup equipment as Rietsma misses with his first collegiate rebound. We hope to have it rectified by next Saturday's men's basketball game against Governor State. Hubbard was looking it back. Thankfully, Miranda right there to pick it up. Hubbard just inside the left side arc. Pitch back, Miranda contested left corner 3 off the backboard, but Miranda gets it. Furman thought about stepping into a 3 as Pena fakes. Thought about a step back 3. Yoon calls for it, gets it high left side. Volleyball line, Furman. Pena hand off to Furman against against the defender, no good. Hubbard there for the rebound, and one for Jason Hubbard. 15 for Hubbard with potentially 16 upcoming as he was too strong for Concordia down low. Foul on Jones, his first, number 10 against Concordia. Jones will be exiled to the bench. Hronis exits as he gets the Bronx cheer from the Taylor fans down below us. Adir Turgeman in for Concordia. French back in for the Cardinals. And CJ Moore checks in as well along with Neff. Taylor 12 of 12 from the line here in the opening half. Hubbard is 5 of 5. 6. Game high 16 points for Agent Zero, Jason Hubbard, as he switches from 24 to 0 this season. Turgeman shaking. Neff, little lefty, thought about a one-hand pass, now gives off to French, defended by Furman in the Taylor man-to-man. Casanda to French. To Moore, trying to back down the smaller Pena, whips it up top to Turgeman, fakes to his left with 7 to shoot. Turgeman has got to move quick, almost knocked away by Hubbard. Pitch out to Neff with 3, a fadeaway 3, glances off the right side rim. Furman had it, tried to whip it back to Moore. The shot clock didn't reset. Moore powers up, no good. And then Pena comes in for a knifing rebound, his 5th of the opening half. Taylor out and running. Miranda swings it off to Yoon, and he took his eyes off of it before he could let her fly, and he kicked it out of bounds. Nine-point Taylor lead. The Trojans have made 4 threes in the opening half. They're 4 of 10. Concordia 6 of 11 from downtown, but both teams shooting above 52%. A hot shooting opening half here from Odell. Neff, little shoulder shake, back to the far side, Casanda. Block right, Moore, trying to bully with Hubbard, goes up, and he'll sneak that one on the lefty reverse layup underneath the hoop. Second bucket for Moore. Taylor's lead down to 9 at 43 to 34. Full court press, Taylor turns it over to Turgeman. Casanda right down the open lane, kicks to the open Neff, right wing 3-ball, no. Into the air, Moore pushed from behind by Miranda. That'll be the 8th one on the Trojans, and Moore will go to the line for 2. First one on Vincent, but the Trojans turned it over for the 9th time here in the opening half. Baher comes in to get Yoon for TU. Big story here so far, the bench of Concordia has outscored the Taylor bench 20-0. As all 43 Taylor points have come from their starting 5. 4 now. Moore's free throw hits the back rim, dies, and rolls home. He's got one more coming. Second and no good. Back of the rim, rebounded by Hubbard. I apologize. Jaden Carter wearing number 11. Neff is the one wearing 10. They switched numbers before the game. I was over doing soccer. I apologize for that miscue. Carter defending Baher, who gives off to Pena left side high. Jab step rises from 18, and Pena switches it over Moore. A little snarl from CJ Pena as he's got 14 in the first half, and Taylor's lead back up to 10. Moore trying to get it back with Pena, a little dream shake, lefty turnaround, hits the front rim and bounces home. 3 in a row for Moore. He's got 7 for Concordia off their bench as Hubbard now races to the front court. Angling in, trying to go wall to wall. Oh, Hubbard circuses it in with the left hand from the right side of the rim in traffic. 18 in the first half for Hubbard. He's only missed 2 shots, 5 of 7. Mismatch with Miranda guarding Moore. They can't get it to him up top. And then Furman pushes down French, who banks in the 3 and will go to the line for a chance at 4. Furman came in on the challenge and got French right in the gut. French bent over in half. He banked in the 3 off the glass and will go to the line for a chance at 4. Condi comes in for Concordia. Hronis back in as well. It'll be Condi and French for the 4-point play, and he's points today for 12 in red. And the Taylor lead is down to 6 at 47-41. The Trojans have not trailed today. Our game's been tied once. That was at 2. Pena, far side of the floor, dribbling with his right hand. High post, left side to Hubbard. Guarded by the equally long Devin Jones. Hubbard backing out. Up top, the lefty sharpshooter, Baher. First three, rattles it home. Baher shot 48% a season ago from three. A deadly shooter out of the great Northwest. Gives Taylor a 9-point lead at 50-41 with 47 seconds left to go in the first half. French around a screen. Furman there, falls down. French, stop, pop, three, no. But soaring in will be Miranda for the rebound for Taylor. And he's off to the races. Two defenders there, almost went over and back. Here's Pena driving. Furman calls for attacks, baseline left. And they'll call an offensive foul, or they say that Furman stepped on the baseline. Nope, foul on the floor will be Devin Jones on a reach for Concordia. And a double bonus upcoming here for Furman as he looks for his first points of his college career. First one from Furman, spins off the front rim. He's trying to provide the first bench scoring for Taylor today. Niehaus re-enters for Taylor. We're giving Hubbard a breather with 30.7 seconds left to go here in the first. Jason's been spectacular here in the first half. 18 points, 5 boards on 5 of 7 shooting. 14 for his classmate. And there's Furman's first point as a collegian on the free throw, and Taylor's lead back up to double figures at 51-41. There's about 1 second or so between game and shot clock, so Concordia can hold for the final shot. French, fancy dribbling against the freshman Furman. French between the legs, bounce with 13 to shoot. The shot clock will expire before the game clock. French bumps with Furman, threw his head in the air, and they got Caden Furman for the foul. Caden doesn't like it. The Taylor students don't like it. And that's the 10th one against the Trojans, puts Concordia in the double bonus. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews irate across from us. You can even see that through his mask. 2 shots for French, and the first one calmly makes it. 5 for French. And Taylor head coach Josh Andrews still upset across from us. Casanda exits, or Casanda comes back in to replace Jones. 9.5 seconds left here in the first half of a hot shooting first half. Both teams. Concordia at 50%, Taylor at almost 60%. French misses it, falls down again. Looks for a call, and now he's favoring that right leg. He made the free throw. That's his 6th point of the afternoon. 3 for 3 from the line is French. And Taylor's lead is 51-43 with 9.5 seconds left. Baher. He'll find Miranda, and here comes the clock. Taylor ahead by 8. Miranda with 6. Pena right elbow extended with 4. Jab step, 2-point shot just before the horn, no. But Furman came in, stepped into French, cleared him away, and Furman gets called for his 3rd foul. The last 2 have been gotten by Kip French of Concordia. Concordia already in the double bonus, and so French with a sly smile knowing he got Furman to get called for his 3rd. We'll go to the line for 2 with 1.7 seconds left here in the first half. And it looks like French and Furman both being warned by 2 of our officials here today. 2 free throws here for Kip French. 6 points on 3 free throws and a 3-point shot. The 3-point shot he was fouled on and became a 4-point play as he made the free throw. Furman exits as Yoon will come in to get him. Taylor with 3 players in foul trouble, McLeod with 3, and Furman with 3. 51-44 the Taylor lead. 1 more free throw for French of Concordia. It is up, and it's good. 7 seconds left. Miranda will heave it from 3/4 court before the horn, and that one will be short. And we head to the halftime break with Taylor ahead by 6. They led by as many as double digits in that first half. They take a 6-point lead to the locker room. We're back with the second half and halftime stats after this here on the Trojan Sports Network. underway here from Odell Arena. Taylor leading by 6 at the break. Concordia with the ball to start. Carter near side to a head fake and Lockhart. Concordia goes in. His shot is thwarted by Jason Hubbard. And here comes Baher accelerating the other way. It's the 5 starters out there for the Trojans. Hubbard, McLeod, Pena, Baher, and Miranda. McLeod the only one in foul trouble. Top of the key pass to Miranda. He was fouled on the shot. No call. It hits Johnson in the side of the skull on the 3-point miss. And here comes Concordia the other way. Driving, dish to the paint. Big fellow throws it up off the glass. Wildly no good. Missed by Rietzma and hauled in by Hubbard. His 6th rebound to go with his game-high 18 points. Lobs it all the way up to Pena. Double team there. CJ clearing space. Right-hand hook is good for Claudio Pena Jr. 16 for CJ on his 5th field goal. And it's been the Hubbard and Pena show here offensively for the Trojans. They're the only 2 TU players in double figures. Whip pass near side. Carter driving, going up. His shot is recycled by Hubbard on the Cassandra try. Miranda accelerating, bumped, Banks, no! As they tried to get for the block in the end, one on the other end. But hello, Jason Hubbard. So Miranda the line for 2. Vincent had 3 in the first half on an opening three-point try. He's missed his last 4 straight. Vincent, an excellent free throw shooter a year ago, 81%. Makes the first of 2 here to get him to 4 points. Vincent's fiancée Carmen sitting across from us. Their nuptials upcoming soon. This is the second one, rebounded by Rietzma. Concordia from left to right with their starters out there. In Cassandra, Lockhart. Actually, 4 of their 5 starters. Jones comes in to start. 3 missed from up top by Rietzma. Almost had it down low, then it was taken away. Here comes Pena running the point. CJ gives off to Baher. Into the paint to Hubbard, off of Hubbard's hands, gets it back, spins, head fake, in trouble, out to McLeod, thought about a step in, 19-footer, pulls up, right hand float game is good for McLeod from the block left. Mom and Dad like that across from us, their son and the 3rd Trojan player in double figures with 10. On a pretty little floater from the right hand of James McLeod. Taylor's lead back up to 11, second or 3rd time they've had the lead of double figures today. Jones left side high, catch and shoot 3 from Carter's off the front rim and right to the hands of Jason Hubbard. Hubbard behind the back bounce, near side to Baher, thought about a transition 3, goes block left to Carter. McLeod from 16 feet, perfect from the right side. 4 in a row for James McLeod. He's got 12 points on a perfect 5 of 5 shooting afternoon. And Taylor's lead is at 13, the biggest it's been all day. Cassandra, near side of the floor, defended by Hubbard, flips it to the far side, and around the arc it goes to Jones in front of the Concordia bench. They're clad in red today with white numbers and white letters trimmed in red. Cassandra fade away from Hubbard, might have been altered. Tapped into the hands of Pena off of his right fingertips. Fancy dribbling from Pena. McLeod has scored 4 points in a row by himself. Caught in a 4-man trap of doom. Hubbard, jab step, 3 ball, no. Front rim short and pulled out of the sky by Lockhart. Concordia coming the other way in red. Taylor defends man-to-man in white. Concordia still in search of their first points here the second half. And a bad foul taken there by Taylor's Vincent Miranda, his 2nd, and the Trojans' 1st here of the second half. Aronis comes in for Concordia. He replaces Jaden Carter, who wears number 11 today. He and Evan Neff switched jerseys before the game started today, so Carter wears number 11. He exits. Neff wears number 10. Rietzma, right-hand hook on an aggressive move, rattles that one in for his first second half scoring. First points in the second half here for Concordia. They trail by 11, 58-47. And Baher, the 6'7 lefty sharpshooter, will run the point, and a reach-in foul called against Matt Lockhart as he went to the cookie jar one too many times. First on Lockhart, number 2 against Concordia, as both teams got to the double bonus in the first half. McLeod into the far side hash mark. Left elbow, it finds the hands of Pena. Over his head, near sideline to Miranda. Wanted to go baseline left. Cut off nicely by Cassandra. Miranda wanted to whip it to Pena on the near side. Screen and roll is deflected back. And now it finds the hands of Miranda again. 9 to shoot. Free throw line. Pena rises off balance. Awkward shot, no good. Trying to get it to himself is Baher. He collides and tackles Lockhart. And Baher gets called for his 2nd foul of the afternoon. 58-47, the Taylor lead. The game was level at 2. Then Taylor went on a 7-0 run back early on in the first half to force a Concordia timeout. And the Trojans have led ever since with their lead at double figures a couple of times like it is right now. Off-target pass, Hronis hauls it in. He had a white-hot shooting first half with 13 points to lead Concordia. Fancy dribbling as Lockhart snaps the dribble between his legs. Now off to Hronis with 10 to shoot. Hand off to Casanda, doesn't want to take the three. Hronis will, just inside the near sideline, and he rainbows it home over Miranda. Fifth made three in a row for Thomas Hronis. He's now 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. The single best offensive player for Concordia today. Draws the Cardinals to within 8, and then Pena tomahawks it home with a right hand with many Concordia players surrounding his jump. That thing was cocked back and then ripped home, and now Hronis hits a three, and now he starts chirping back to the Taylor students as Hronis has made 5 in a row and is 6 of 7 from downtown. He's the whole reason Concordia isn't getting run out of the gym right now. And now Davis with the steal, and then Baher says, I will take that, thank you very much. No look dish, near side to Miranda, couldn't let the three ball go. He attacks, dishes down low, left block McLeod, over traffic, an air ball, tapped back into McLeod's hands. It goes off of James's mitts, and it'll go back to Concordia. Hronis with 19 points on 6 of 8 shooting from 3. No one with more than 8. No one has made more than 3 buckets. We reach the media timeout with Taylor's lead down to 3 at 60 to 53 here on the Trojans Sports Network. To 53, just underway here in the second half, coming out of the media timeout. 5 starters on the floor for the Trojans. Kip French is coming off the bench for Concordia. He's had a nice back and forth with the Taylor students today. Catch and shoot, rainbow three is off target. Hronis had it. Miranda tried to save it. It hit the baseline off the three-point miss from Matt Lockhart. Taylor still shooting 54% from the floor. Concordia at 46%. The big difference right now for the Cardinals, they've made 9 of their 19 threes. Taylor just 5 of 14. Rietzma exits for the Cardinals. He's replaced by C.J. Moore. French will wrap one around the long. Baher. Lockhart back to the near side. Hronis, who has made 5 threes in a row. Almost lost it here. And now Hronis again, who's made 6 threes today. This one short. And Pena hauls in another rebound. That is CJ's 8th to lead the Trojans today and to lead the game. Miranda wheels to the front court, far side, hesitation move, got into the air, flips it all the way up top to Hubbard. Pena calls for it, fires a three. He looked it down low. McLeod was looking for it. And CJ throws it out of bounds. As everyone in the gym thought CJ was going to let it fly from 3, he tried to work it down to McLeod, whose back was turned, who was ready to try to get the rebound. Caden Furman comes in for the Trojans. First man off the bench, playing with 3 personal fouls. He replaces fellow newcomer Baher. Hronis to the block, left and Moore, fumbled with it, and he'll fumble it out of bounds near side. A big spin move from Moore as he tried to spin off of Pena when he fumbled it out of bounds. McLeod will get it in the near side corner with Jones pogo sticking in front with full court press applied here by Concordia. Taylor breaks it easily. Miranda fakes the drive, got into Moore, and it's a block on Moore. as he couldn't figure out where to go. He was caught between following Pena and defending the Miranda shot. And CJ Moore's first foul is the third one against Concordia and sends Miranda to the line for 2 more free throws. Vincent having a struggling day shooting, just 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 5 from 3. And the free throw here will bounce off. He's now missed 2 free throws in a row. Just 1 of 3 is the normally reliable Vincent Miranda. We'll set the Taylor lineup after the free throw. It's Miranda, Pena, McLeod. Miranda makes the second free throw in Hubbard. 61-53, the Taylor advantage. French, Jones, Lockhart, Hronis, and Moore. Hronis fakes a 3. McLeod and Hubbard both there to defend. Up top to Jones. Right-hand drive from the top of the key. Jump stop mid-post right. Outside to French. Fakes to his right, goes to the left. Got in around Miranda for a left-hand kiss off the glass for his second field goal today. French in double figures with 10. Second Concordia player there. Here comes Hubbard from mid-court, goes in, was fouled. And then Moore lands on top of Hubbard, who's slow to get back up. He rolls over and pops back to his feet. Moore comes in, apologizes, says no ill will meant there. Taylor's lead down to 61-55 as Hubbard will stretch out his right leg. Second one on Lockhart, number 4 against Concordia here in the second half. 39 bench points today for Concordia, led by the 19 from Hronis and the 10 from French. They've accounted for 29 of the 39 bench points for Concordia today. And Hubbard will miss the first free throw, is starting to favor that right leg a little bit. First miss from the line today for Hubbard. He had made his first 7 in a row. Miranda, McLeod out, Baher and Owen in for the Trojans. So Pena and Hubbard, the only starters left out there for TU. We'll reset the Concordia lineup after the second Hubbard free throw. Taylor ahead by 6 and now 7. 19 for Hubbard, his first. Taylor leads 62-55. Jones to Hronis, catch and shoot 3 over Hubbard, and Hronis hits another one and then looks back at Hubbard. Hronis with 22 points off the bench for Concordia, who has lit things up today, and he draws Concordia to within 4. Hubbard drives, lefty layup just dances off the rim, and Concordia can either cut the deficit to 2 or 1 with Hronis. Cut off by Pena. French near side Jones fakes the pass. He wants to make it a 1-point deficit. This one hits the glass and nothing else. And then Moore chucked Owen to the floor. The foul against the big fella, his second for Concordia, the 5th one against the Cardinals. Jones had made a 3 today at exit. This one hit the glass. Hubbard gets a rousing ovation with his team best 19 points and his second best 7 rebounds. He'll get a look at from the athletic training staff as McLeod comes in to spell him. Taylor's wants 13 points with Hronis applying pressure on Owen in the backcourt. Up to Baher, in the air, near side to Furman. Circus layup for Caden Furman. How about that for your first collegiate field goal? And Taylor's lead back up to 64-58, 7 minutes into the second half. Moore, baseline right, trying to body with Pena. Up top to Hronis. This one from way outside, and Hronis is feeling it, and now he glares at the Taylor students down below us. His 8th made 3. He's got 25 points off the Concordia bench, and he's brought the Cardinals to within 3, down 64-61. A year ago, Hronis shot 42% from 3, picking up right where he left off. Owen takes the handoff from McLeod with 10 to shoot. McLeod mid-post left with 9 to shoot with 8. Trying to back his man down, spins to the baseline through contact, couldn't get it to finish, and it's rebounded by Johnson. Up the floor to Moore, too far for him to get to, whips it back in. It'll find the hands of French with Concordia trying to tie it with a 3. This one woefully hits the near side of the rim. Taylor can't get to it cleanly. French gets it. Hronis to tie it with a rainbow 3. No, but McLeod fouled him, and it'll be the 4th one on McLeod, and that will be send Hronis to the line for 3 free throws, as he is absolutely unconscious here this afternoon. Hronis made 48 threes a year ago, second most for Concordia. Played just 13 minutes last season per game, but he has scored 25 points today, 8 of 11 from 3. That's where all of his field goal tries and makes have come from. And he makes the first of 3 free throws here to give him 26 points and draw Concordia to within 2. Second one from Hronis, good. 27 points for Hronis off the bench. No one with else more than 10. That's Kip French also off the bench. As Concordia's reserves have accounted for 47 of their 63 points here today. It's the exact opposite for the Trojans, where the starters have had to carry the weight with just 3 bench points today. Hronis made the first 2, and he makes all 3 of them. And that ties our game at 64, just our second tie of the day. And Concordia will, for some reason, take out their best player today in Hronis, who's got 28 points, to give him a breather. And then just let him keep shooting. Taylor has not had an answer for 3 in red today. Second tie of the day at 64-64. The first tie was at 2 apiece. Pressure on Miranda far side. Baher back to Miranda far sideline in front of the Taylor bench. To the mid-post right, and Baher holds the ball over his head, looking for help with 15 to shoot. Backs his man down, and that's an inadvertent whistle against the referee. And it's going to be an inadvertent whistle. It looked like they were going to call the offensive foul against Baher. Nope, it's a flop warning on Zachary Johnson. That's what it looked like. Baher made that contact on the first try, and then Johnson went flying backwards, so it's a flop warning. The next one will result in a technical foul and free throws in the ball for the Trojans. Resets to 20 with Pena, Furman, Miranda, Owen, and Baher out there. Miranda turns, jab steps down the left sideline, spins back to his right hand, but misses the right hand layup. Miranda got it back through, contact. He can't lay it home, but Vincent's going to the line for 2. As Lockhart complains that he was straight in the air, but it'll fall on deaf ears. That's the 3rd foul against Matt Lockhart. And the 6th one against Concordia. Next one puts Taylor in the bonus with 11:47 left to go in the second half, and the game tied at 64. First of 2 for Miranda. First one good. 6 for Vincent, as he's 3 of 5 from the stripe today. And the second one upcoming here. Up. Good. 7 for Miranda. Hubbard is back on the Taylor bench, trying to get that lower body injury worked out. 2-point Taylor advantage, although Concordia has outscored Taylor 19-15 here in this second half. Left side high to Johnson, lets a 3-ball go, and he hits it, and Concordia takes their first lead of the day. Quick timeout for the Cardinals as they take their first lead at 67-66. It'll be a 30-second Concordia timeout with 11:32 left to go here in the second half. Concordia's 3-point shooting has been spectacular today. Last year they shot just 35% from beyond the arc. Today they're at 46%. 12 of 26 from downtown, and they have a 1-point lead at 67-66 coming out of their own timeout. Jeff Clayton has come in for Taylor, a long turn of Jason Hubbard. Full court press put on by Concordia as Casanda knocked it away from Miranda. He's got 4 seconds to get it to the front court, and he does. Taylor shoots on the basket to our left. They trail by 1. First time they trailed all day. Nice backdoor feed to Caden Furman, but he traveled on the beautiful no-look dish from Baher. Taylor thought Furman was going to go rip the rim off. He caught it a little bit too early as he took a couple too many steps. As Rietsma exits for Concordia, along with Devin Jones, and they bring back in Thomas Hronis, who has a game-high 28 points, 8 from downtown. And he continues to have conversations with the Taylor students down below us. Hubbard right there on the catch from Hronis. Now Clayton switches. Back in his Lockhart, near side, this will be Casanda. They want to go to more block right against the smaller Hubbard. Bangs. Casanda open for a 3, and he will miss it halfway down and out. Moore had the rebound, knocked out of his hands, and it's gobbled up off the floor by Hubbard. Up the floor to Clayton, backtracking. He's got a couple players there. Casanda knocked it away as Taylor looks for a foul. All this will be taken away, and falling down was Hronis. But they'll say ushering him there was Taylor's Vincent Miranda. Third one on Vincent. Third Trojan player with at least 3 fouls. The fourth one against Taylor in this half. Keeps Concordia with the ball and the visitors leading by 1. Furman exits. Gavin Yoon comes in for Taylor for his first second half appearance. But the Concordia bench has outscored Taylor 48-3, mainly on the back of the 28 points from Thomas Horonis, who holds right now. Around the Moore screen, give and go. Moore over Baher, no good. And they get Baher for the foul as he was off balance when contact was made. Third one on Baher, and now the Taylor foul's growing. Just like Concordia racked up fouls in the first 8+ minutes or so to get to 6. Taylor now sitting at 5 with Moore about to take 2 free throws. And a timeout, 30-second timeout taken by the Trojans. Concordia has outscored Taylor 22-15 here in the second half. They lead by 1 with 2 free throws upcoming from C.J. Moore after the timeout here on the Trojans Sports Network. Taylor with their 4 full timeouts left. Concordia's got 3 fulls and a 30. 10:38 left to go here in the second half. Season opener for both teams, and Concordia's white-hot shooting from 3. 12 made threes to just Taylor's 5. Has got them ahead by 1, and still 1 as Moore misses the first free throw off the right rim. Devin Jones comes in for the Cardinals. He replaces Zachary Johnson. So it's Jones, Horonis, Casanda, Moore, who's at the free throw line, and Lockhart will set the Taylor lineup after the second Moore free throw. Missed the first one off target right. This one, Baher gets the easy rebound. So it's Baher, Hubbard, Miranda, Clayton, and Yoon. 3 of the 5 starters out there. Yoon and Clayton, the 2 non-starters. Miranda fakes the handoff to Baher, drives to the right side through contact, floater off the high glass will just miss. That's the second one for Miranda here in the second half that has been inches away from being an and 1. 7th one against Concordia. Second one on Casanda puts Taylor in the 1-and-1 bonus. And 2 free throws here for Miranda. Vincent 4 of 6 today, now 5 of 7. 8 points for the senior out of Napanee, Indiana. Jaden Carter in for Concordia. He replaces Lockhart. Tie game at 67 with 10:25 left to go here in the second half. And the second one good for Vincent as well. 9 for and Taylor back in front by 1, 67-68. Concordia from left to right in red. Horonis left sideline just in front of his own bench. To the baseline left, pitch in nicely. They find Carter stuffed away by Miranda. Jones trying to get away from Baher. Pass to the near side and Casanda. As we almost hit the halfway point of the second half. Concordia with the ball, shooting on the basket to our right, down 1. Into Moore, Yoon got him tangled up. And that's the 6th one on Taylor and the first one on Gavin Yoon. That'll send Moore back to the line for a pair. Actually, it will not be an out-of-bounds play here for Concordia. They look Moore's way again. Clayton fronts the post, and there'll be an offensive foul on C.J. Moore as he got wrapped up with Jeff Clayton. 8th one on Concordia, 3rd one on Moore. And the Taylor students get behind the sophomore Clayton out of Indianapolis. Moore exits in place of Rietsma. They want to keep Moore from fouling out. He's got 3 fouls. He's been their best offensive big man today. Full court press put on by Concordia. Space to Miranda. Back to the near side, Hubbard with 8 seconds to get it across the timeline. A little stutter step and go for Jason. Had a lower body injury early in this second half, but has looked to come back better here now. Yoon, a little flip off to Baher. Wants to spin back to his left hand. Fade away, left hand shot from 15. Front rim, and he gets the home court bounce for the new kid out of Oregon. 9 for Baher and Taylor. On a 4-0 run, they lead by 3, 70-67. Casanda fakes to his right, goes to left, down to Rietsma, goes up, and he'll body through Yoon for a deuce. 8 points for Rietsma, and that draws Concordia back to within 1, down 70-69, with C.J. Pena about to check in for the Trojans. Hubbard to run the point, with Jones defending him near the volleyball line, and Miranda. Right-hand drive between the legs, bounce, step back, 3-ball off the back of the rim, but Clayton's there for the rebound for Taylor. 5 misses in a row from Miranda from 3, but some of those, like that most recent one, have been eerily close. Free throw line, Hubbard, aggressive move, got in. He was tangled up on his way to the right block. That's foul number 9 against Concordia, 1-1 upcoming for Hubbard. Condi straps that face mask back on, comes in for Concordia along with French. Rietsma and Casanda exit. Clayton out for Taylor, C.J. Pena back in. 8:53 to go, second half. 1-1 upcoming for Jason Hubbard, where he's 8 of 9 from the stripe today. Sitting on 19 points, Taylor's leading scorer today. His first one is perfect. 20 for Jason Hubbard to go with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a couple of blocks on 5 of 9 shooting today. Taylor with a 2-point advantage. They had a double-figure lead earlier in this half. And Hubbard switches the second to get him to 21, 10 of 11. Taylor's lead is 3, 72-69, as French will bring it up the near side of the floor for Concordia. Goes baseline right around Miranda, angles in, throws it off the glass too strong, and Yoon comes down with a miss for TU. Trojans from right to left in white, leading by 3 with 8.5 minutes remaining in regulation of the season opener. Near sideline Miranda, Hubbard takes it away from Hronis, double team there. Hubbard finds Bahar for a contested 3, and he swishes it from the high right side. Second triple for Bahar. He's got 12 in his Taylor debut, and the Trojans lead 75-69. Hronis off balance 3 as he fell down, missed it. Yoon got it. They had Hubbard leaking out, as you could hear the Taylor fans willing that ball to be thrown up to watch Hubbard go for a show up in the air. They'll have to wait for him to take off one more time. Miranda, block left, Pena. Bully ball from CJ, fadeaway, rim, bouncing off, no, but Hubbard's right there to clean it up. 23 for Jason Hubbard, and the Trojans turning it on now. They lead by 8. 7:48 to go, second half. Odell Arena getting loud, trying to will the Taylor defense. Hronis high left side, who's gone cold from 3 as of late. Near side Jones with the shot clock inching closer to 10. It hits 10 right now. Odell to the loudest it's been all day. French contested 3 over Bahar, no. Weak side rebound, Pena, 9th of the day. And then Miranda had it poked away from behind. The foul is against Devin Jones, his 3rd. But more importantly, that's the 10th one against Concordia. And Taylor will be shooting free throws in the double bonus for the final 7:22. That comes up after this media timeout. The Trojans trailed 67-66. They've outscored Concordia 11-2 since that mark, with free throws for Miranda coming after this break. Taylor fell behind 67-66 after a 3-point basket by Zachary Johnson, his 2nd of the day, to give Concordia their first lead of the afternoon. The Trojans have battled back since. A couple of free throws by Miranda got them ahead 68-66 to 67, and they haven't looked back since. They've outscored Concordia 11-2 since that deficit, their only deficit of the day. 2 free throws for Miranda with Taylor in the double bonus after the 4th foul by Devin Jones. And normally reliable Miranda misses this free throw short. Vincent 5 of 8 from the line today. A year ago was at 80%. This to push Taylor's lead up to 9. And he got it. Vincent in double figures. He is the 5th Trojan in that mark for the Trojans in double digits today. The problem, though, has been the bench has scored just 3 points. The Concordia bench has racked up 48 big ones today. Carter, hands over his head, defended by Yoon. Hronis has had the hot hand today. Moore almost lost it, got it back, finds Carter. Off balance, Hubbard bumped him from behind as he tried to challenge the shot. 3rd one on Jason, 7th one against the Trojans. 2 free throws for Jaden Carter, and Concordia in the 1-1 with 7:05 left to go here in the second half. First 2 free throws of the day for number 11, Jaden Carter. He knocks down the first one calmly. 3 points for him, first scoring of the second half. Miranda exits. Niehaus comes in to spell him. Season opener for both teams. Concordia out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. In the second, rises over everyone to get the rebound. One of the top rebounders in the Crossroads League a year ago gets his 10th rebound. First season opening double-double to go with his 18 points. Second behind Hubbard's team-high 23, who's got the ball right here. Yoon, left side elbow, Niehaus, turns and faces the basket. Handoff, Baher, turns right down the lane, and there's a late whistle after the ball had already been given away as Hronis sells the call, moving out his right shoulder as he collided with the screen set by Niehaus on the handoff. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews is irate across from us. First one on Niehaus, the 8th one against Taylor. As the Trojan season looks for a flop against Hronis. If it would have been called, that would have been the second one against Concordia. A technical foul. Taylor would have had free throws in the ball. Pena almost took it away from Moore as Hronis gets it back far sideline with Hubbard right there on the catch. That 7-foot wingspan can cause trouble for any shooter. Pena switches on the screen, back to the open man, left side, rainbow 3, no. Front rim, tapped around, and Yoon gobbles it up on the miss from 3 by Kip French. Near side, Hubbard thought about a 3, attacks the paint, jump stop, angling, left-hand shot, in for 2, and 25 for Jason Hubbard in his season debut. Timeout for the Trojans as Jason Hubbard, 7 of 11 from the floor today. 30-second timeout, a full timeout for the home team as they lead by 10, 80-70 here on the Trojans Sports Network. .6:11 to go in the second half. Jason Hubbard has a new career high, 25 points, surpassing his 23 from a season ago. And his team, the Trojans of Taylor, lead 80-70 here in the season opener for Bernard Casanda comes back onto the floor out of the timeout. He goes from left to right. They go to Moore. Left block does Concordia down by 10. They've led by once in this half. It was by 1. Good head fake there from Johnson. His pass intercepted by Niehaus. Still loose near side. Who did it go off? It went off of Niehaus as he was fighting to get the ball with Jaden Carter down on the sideline below us. Shot clock is at 15. It'll stay there because there is no official change of possession. Johnson to deal it in. Baher jumped in the air, almost got a piece of it. Casanda around a double screen, got to the high left side, back to Hronis, jab step, lets a deep three ball go, and he hits another one. The 9th made three for Hronis today. He's 9 of 13 for a game-high 31 points, and that draws Concordia back to within 7 as we get closer to 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation time. Taylor from right to left in white, Concordia wears red. Left elbow Niehaus to the left block, and Hubbard, who's been Taylor's top scorer today. Rip through move, fade away from the league logo, and Hubbard's got another pair. 27 for Jason Hubbard as he continues to add to that new career high total. The Taylor lead back up to 9. Casanda down the left side of the lane. Pena there to cut him off. They whip it up top to Johnson. The lefty drives with his left hand. Nice block down low to Moore, who goes up. He misses the dunk, but as Baher went up to foul him, now Baher holding that right shoulder. It'll be the 10th foul or the 9th foul against the Trojans. And Baher walking over to the Taylor bench. It'll be the 4th one on Zach in his Taylor debut after transferring out of the state of Oregon a year ago. So Baher on the bench getting looked at by head athletic trainer Casey Hackman. Moore goes to the line for 2 free throws. Moore just 1 of 4 from the line today. And this one knuckleballs long, now 1 of 5. Moore with 7 points, but everybody chasing Thomas Hronis' game-high 31 on 9 of 13 shooting, both from the floor and from 3. Second one from Moore with Concordia trailing by 9. And they still trail by 9 as that one missed. Scoring in for the rebound. That's Jason's 10th to complete his double-double. So the 2 juniors, Pena and Hubbard, each with season-opening double-doubles today. Miranda back in along with McLeod. Pena, Niehaus, and Hubbard, the Taylor 5. Hubbard between the circles, left side circle, this will be Hubbard. Holding on his right hip, turns and faces the basket with Johnson, trying to guess where he's going to go. Hubbard drives, and Casanda gets called for the reach-in. Third on Casanda, Taylor in the double bonus, 2 free throws upcoming for Hubbard. As the team high 27, as they continue to work on the right shoulder of Zach Baher across from us. Jason 10 of 11 from the line today. And now 11 of 12. His only missed free throw was right after he suffered a lower body injury early in this half. He is much better now. More exits along with Carter for Concordia. Rietzma and Jones back in for CUAA. 28 for Jason. After the second free throw, it goes up to 29 as he switched it. Stripe is Jason Hubbard, and Taylor up by 11, 84-73. With 4:38 and counting here in the second half. Hronis almost lost it. Hubbard right there on the catch. Pena switches on the screen. Hronis dancing, lefty pull up, 3 over Pena, no good off the back rim, and Niehaus is there for the miss. Just the 5th miss from 3 from Hronis, as he's 9 of 14 from downtown today. He's made more threes than Taylor has by 3 of them. But Taylor with the ball and an 11-point lead. Hubbard has been great today. Behind the back bounce, lost his man. Lefty pull-up, elbow, jump shot, no. Coming in is Casanda for the miss. Casanda accelerating, near side Johnson. The lefty pulls for a transition 3. He airballs it, and it's hauled in by Miranda. They've taken Baher to the locker room. No look dish, Miranda into Hubbard for a 2-hand flush. First 30-point game of Jason Hubbard's career. 31 for Agent Zero, and Taylor leads 86-73. Timeout on the floor with 3:52 remaining in regulation. Taylor leads by 13, 3:52 remaining here in the second half. Taylor takes the timeout. They have got 2 full timeouts left. Since falling behind by 1, 67-66, has outscored Concordia 20-6, and they have this 13-point lead right now. Hronis has been special today for Concordia. Back to Cassandra, the point guard. Mid-post or block left, Rietsma spins away up and under on Hubbard. Off the glass, good for a deuce. 10 for Rietsma. He's the 3rd Cardinal in double figures. Good to see Baher back out of the Taylor locker room. Miranda lost near the timeline, bounces it to Niehaus. 3-on-1. Fake and go for Niehaus with a right-hand layup. First career bucket for Niehaus, and a fancy one to boot. Taylor up 88-75, almost 3 minutes left. Jones lost it. Pena tried to pick it up. Diving on the floor is Niehaus, trying to find someone, and he finds McLeod. They pitch it up to Hubbard, who might attack. Hubbard trying to spin away, coming in. They'll go off of Hubbard. Good play by Cassandra to knife his way in and deflect it off of the other 0 for Taylor. Lockhart in, replacing Devin Jones of Jones is 6'6", but with that length, he looks to be like 6'9". Johnson high left side, jets one to Hronis, open off of a screen, and he rainbows home his 10th made 3-point basket of the day. 10 of 15 is Hronis, as Taylor has had no answer for 4 in red. He's got 34 points. And a timeout on the floor for Concordia. Their last 30-second timeout. They trail by 10, 88-78. 2:57 left to go in the game. Ten-point Taylor lead out of the Concordia timeout. They've got 3 full timeouts left. Taylor's got 2 of them. Taylor has Niehaus, Miranda, McLeod, Hubbard, and Pena. Niehaus the only non-starter out there for the Trojans after the upper body injury. Back on the bench out of the training room. Far corner, Hubbard trapped, trying to spin away from trouble, trying to dribble away. Carter got there. They call a block on Jaden Carter. His first, Taylor in the double bonus, and 2 more free throws upcoming for Hubbard, who's been stellar from the line today. 31 points for Hubbard, his first 30-point scoring game of his career. Also has a double-double with 10 rebounds. Pena with 10 boards as well. Taylor's dominated the glass today, 40 rebounds to 22 for Concordia. The Cardinals have made up the difference, outscoring Taylor by 24 from beyond the arc. 14 made threes to Taylor's 6. 2 for Hubbard. First one, perfect. 13 of 14 from the stripe is Jason today. Niehaus out, Baher back in. Good to see that for 2 in white. Hronis waiting all the way in the backcourt. Miranda jogs to go defend him as Hronis has a chat with some of the Taylor students down to our right. He's been very friendly today, has Thomas Hronis, with the Taylor students filling up the purple bleachers here inside Odell Arena. Second one for Hubbard. Good as well. 33 for Jason. 4 on the line today. And Taylor back up by 12, 90-78. They fake the handoff to Hronis. Nicely passed into, almost tapped away by the Trojans, but gobbled up by Rietsma near the top. Johnson drives, the lefty goes up over Baher and banks it in off the high glass on an aggressive take. First non-3-point basket made by Johnson today. He's got 8 points. As Miranda tied up in the back, Taylor's lead down to 10 with 2.5 minutes remaining in the second half. Half-court trap, Baher able to jump in the air and find Miranda at the volleyball line. Miranda far sideline, holds it above his head. Free throw line, McLeod couldn't get the backdoor drop past to Baher. Hands off to Hubbard, who can move against the smaller Carter. Free throw line, pass intended for McLeod, tipped. And now 7 to shoot. Miranda's got to go with 5 and with 4. Here's Pena, fade away from 19 feet before the horn. And sometimes when it's your day, it's your day. 20 for CJ Pena. Taylor back up by 12. And then Casanda answers on the other end with a driving right-hand layup. 92-82, Baher wheels to the front court, 1:45 and counting second half. Into Hubbard, two-hand dunk for the exclamation point. 35 for Hubbard, and that takes a timeout off the board. It'll be for the Trojans with 1:41 remaining, and Taylor back up by 12. Full timeout on the floor. Taylor a minute and 41 seconds away from their first win of the new season. Out of the Taylor full timeout has been Jason Hubbard's day. 10 of 15 from the floor, 14 of 15 from the line. He has made more free throws than Concordia has as a team by himself. Career high 35 points, 10 boards at 12 with 1:38 and counting here in the second half. Casanda fakes the handoff. Miranda reads it this time. Back out for a feet three, fading away, and it's it's an offensive foul. Kicking his leg out was Kip French, trying to draw the contact with Pena, who had the hard closeout. French kicked his legs out, got called for the offensive foul. It'll be the third on French, and French hears it from the Taylor students down below us. Still Taylor ball with 93 seconds left and a 12-point lead. Miranda in the backcourt. He's bumped by Casanda, who disagrees. Fourth on Casanda, and Miranda's going to the line for 2. Two for Vincent. First one perfect. 11 for the senior Miranda. As Vincent 8 of 11 from the line today. And now 9 of 12. He's got 12 points. Taylor with a 14-point lead there afternoon with 87 seconds left. French, high left side, right-hand drive with Hubbard defending. Hronis not out there for Concordia. Faking a three, Casanda. Got Pena in the air. They pass with the three. Here's Carter open right side, and his triple is short. It'll bounce on the baseline and go out of play. And Taylor will get it in the backcourt with a minute and 11 seconds left, leading by 14. Full court press put on by Concordia. Miranda to get it. Finds Hubbard. The clocks haven't started yet. The clocks still haven't started yet. And then it's a turnover, and so after all of that, off of Miranda's foot, only 1 second goes off the clock. And I think our official on the far side noticed it. "14-point Taylor lead as they drop the clock down to 1:06. It'll be a fresh 30 here for Concordia, with Zachary Johnson getting it in the front court here for the Cardinals. It should be a fresh 30, I think, for the visitors since they got the possession after Taylor turned it over. That turnover, Taylor's 16th today, just 7 points off the turnover for Concordia. And we'll put the shot clock to 20. That was a clear change of possession. 60 seconds left, Concordia with the ball down 14. Johnson to Rietzma. Near side French, wide open Johnson down low. Trying to get the block was McLeod, and he'll get the 5th one as he went through Johnson's back. That's the 5th one on James as he'll foul out today, bringing an end to his stellar day. 12 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist for James on 5 of 7 shooting. Gavin Yoon will come in to replace him. And Johnson cannot complete the 3-point play. Pena taps it, dives on the floor. There's an inadvertent whistle as Casanda laid it in. McLeod had not even checked off the floor yet. And now Ricky Yan in his 8th season at Concordia gives our officials an earful. McLeod had not even left the floor yet before they let the free throw go. There's a certain allotment of time that you have to allow. Are they going to count the basket? So Yoon will come in to replace McLeod. That's the first game for everybody. So count the bucket. 96-86, the Taylor lead now with Matt Kohler about to come in. 53 8/10 of a second remaining in this one. Taylor ahead by 10. Pressure in the backcourt applied here by Concordia. Pena, the only Taylor player not in the backcourt here. Miranda to get it in on the baseline. Looking and lobs it. Try to pitch it back to Vincent. Good cut off there by Concordia. Good tap out. Intending to tap it off of Baher was French. 4 seconds off the clock. Taylor with 6 seconds to get it across half court. Baher will get it in as Yoon and Miranda try to run some interference. Miranda accelerating. 2 seconds to get it across. Does. Miranda wheels, bounces it back to Baher, and now Taylor will kill some clock here with 16 to shoot and 38 seconds remaining in the game, up by 10. High right post, Pena, double team comes, CJ fades away from 15 feet, he swishes that one home from the baseline. 22 for Pena, and Taylor's lead back up to 12. Stop and pop 3, Casanda, short, gets his own miss over Miranda, turns, and will miss that one off the back rim. Yoon elevates for it. And with the shot clock turned off with 18 seconds left, Taylor will bring it to the front court, and they'll dribble out the final few seconds here today. Yoon with pressure, free throw, volleyball line, Baher. Odell Arena gives the Taylor men's basketball team a standing ovation. They trailed by 1, 67-66. They close the game on a 32-19 run to win going away by 12 today, 98-86. We're back with the Ivanhoe's post-game show after this here on the Trojans Sports Network. Back inside Odell Arena, Taylor wins the season opener against Concordia 98-86. The Trojans led by 6 at halftime, and they win by 12 today over the Cardinals of Concordia out of Ann Arbor. The Trojans trailed 67-66 after a 3-point basket by Concordia's Zachary Johnson that forced, or that taking a timeout was Concordia of the 30-second variety. Taylor would hit the gas after that. They outscored the Cardinals 11-2 to go up 77-69 at the next media timeout. In total, the Trojans outscored Concordia today by a final after falling behind by 32-19 for their 98-86 margin here this afternoon. Taylor shot the ball beautifully today, 57% from the floor. The Trojans struggled from 3 at 38%. They went just 1 of 4 from distance in the second half, but they were great from the line today. 86% were the Trojans. They were 30 of 35 overall, 14 of 15 in the first half, and 16 of 20 after halftime. For Concordia, they shot 46%. At one point, they were above 50% in the first half, but they cooled off. 46% in the game overall, 50% at halftime. Concordia shot 39% from 3. They made 14 of them compared to Taylor's 6. And the three-point shooting was the difference today for Concordia's offense, keeping them within striking distance. They struggled to shoot the free throws today, did Concordia. They shot just 55% from the stripe. They were 12 of 22. The Trojans had 5 players in double figures. All 5 starters got to double digits today. Jason Hubbard led the way with a career-high 35 points on 10 of 15 shooting, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, and 14 of 15 from the line. His junior classmate C.J. Pena followed with 22 points on 8 of 13 shooting. He also knocked down 2 of his 3 threes and was also a perfect 4 of 4 from the line. James McLeod and Vincent Miranda each had 12 points. James on 5 of 7 shooting. Vincent did most of his damage from the free throw line. He made just 1 field goal, but Vincent went 9 of 12 from the line today. And Zach Baher in his Taylor debut had 12 points, 5 of 6 shooting, knocked down both of the threes he tried on his way to 12 points today. 5 other players played for the Trojans, but only 2 others scored. Caden Furban had 3 points in his collegiate debut, and Grant Niehaus, one of his freshman classmates, had 2 points. Keegan Owen played but did not score. Same for Gavin Yoon, and same for Jeff Clayton. For Concordia, they got 34 points by Thomas Hronis off their bench. Hronis went 10 of 15 from 3. That's also where all of his shots came from as well. Hronis also was 4 of 5 from the free throw line today. 10 points for Colton Rietzma, 10 for Zachary Johnson on a pair of 3s and 4 buckets overall, and 10 points for Kip French off of the Concordia bench today. Other scorers for Concordia, 9 for Bernard Cassandra, 3 for Carter, none for Lockhart, none for Black, 3 for Jones off the bench, none for Kohler in a reserve role, same for Turgerman and Condi, and 7 for C.J. Moore on 3 of 5 shooting. Other stats of note, Taylor had 2 players get double-doubles today thanks to their 42-23 rebounding advantage over Concordia. 10 rebounds apiece for Hubbard and Pena as those 2 stars start their junior seasons with double-doubles to their names. 6 as well for Vincent Miranda on a stat-filled day for the senior guard. Top rebounder for Concordia today was Zachary Johnson. He had 4. Same for C.J. Moore, who also had 4. Top assist man for Concordia was Cassandra with 7 assists to only 2 turnovers. Tops in assists for Taylor, 4 for Miranda, 4 for Hubbard. But turnovers were an issue for Taylor today. They had 16 of them to Concordia's 14. But points off the turnover, not really that much. 9 for Concordia and 4 for the Trojans. 2 blocks, 1 for Hubbard, 1 for Keegan Owen. And 2 blocks for Concordia, 1 for Hronis, 1 for Jones. 7 steals, 2 for Cassandra for Concordia, 4 steals for the Trojans, 2 by Zach Baher. Other stats of note, Taylor dominated in fast break points 22-7. Points in the paint almost even, Taylor with the edge 38-32. Taylor had 9 offensive rebounds to Concordia's 8. The Trojans also had the advantage in second chance points at 6-3. But the big difference today, the Concordia bench destroyed the Taylor bench, outscoring the Trojans 54-5. In reserve roles today, again paced by the 34 from Thomas Hronis of Concordia. Largest lead for Concordia was that 1-point drop in at 67-66. Taylor led by 14 late in the second half. It was 2-0 Taylor off the opening tip. Concordia tied it at 2. Then Taylor went on a 7-0 run to take a 9-2 lead. They would lead until falling behind at the 11:33 mark at 67-66. But after that, the Trojans would get the lead back, and they would not relinquish it, winning today by a final of 12 points, 98-86. Taylor on the road next Friday against Thomas More before coming back here next Saturday night against Governor State. That will be a 7 o'clock tip time here inside Odell Arena. And again, we hope to have our equipment issues all figured out. I have some new fancy equipment in here by Saturday night. We are working on that eagerly, trying to get that for you folks at home. Special thanks to Katie Suits, our camera operator, and Emily Daniels on the computer. As always, the executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Cameron Andre. The Taylor men's basketball team starts the 2020-2021 season with the win, defeating Concordia this afternoon by a final of 98-86 on the back of double-doubles by Jason Hubbard and C.J. Pena. The 35 points for Jason today, a career high, as he has 35 and 10. Pena finishes with 22 and 10. This has been a presentation of Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. We say good afternoon from Upland, Indiana.